Today, we're going to be taking a look at Cobblemon 1.7. Oh, yeah. That was the corniest thing I could have done. However, I do want to disclose this is a snapshot, so things are custom to change, and I'm also playing on a developer build, so if there are any bugs that I encounter, that'll be why. So I guess the first thing I'll talk about today is Pokemon cosmetics. Yeah, you can add cosmetic items to your Pokemon now, and now we're gonna have the trio with the glasses. They're just a bunch of three cool dudes hanging out. We have a little Timber here. I can give Timber a different type of log, and the log will change based on what log it is. And boom, look at that. Timber is now holding a warped stem. Now, what I find interesting is that it doesn't actually strip the log when you give Timber a stripped log. It's still got the texture. So I don't know if that's something they'll change in the future, but it's just something I noticed. And when you evolve Timber into Girder, Girder will now hold a big metal beam. And you can change the color of this with different ingots. So now Girder is holding a gold beam. Finally, we have Conkeldurr, and now Conkeldurr is holding red. And then if we get a little Trico, we can give it a little stick, and it'll hold a stick in its mouth. That's pretty much it for this one, and the same with all the other evolutions. You just give it a stick. And if we give Sneasler, of all things, a composter, then it'll have a backpack on his back, which is taken from the game Pokemon Arceus. However, one thing I really do wish they would add is if you could climb in that backpack like you can in the game, and your eyes just kind of poke out the back. You know what I mean? It's really cool, and it would be really funny if you could actually do that. Before we go any further, I have to show you possibly the best thing in this entire update that is making Cobblemon, in my opinion, the best Pokemon mod you can play. Rideable Pokemon. You don't even need a saddle. You can just jump on your Charizard. It gives you some controls, and look at that. We're now walking. This is pretty cool. It looks pretty good. I really like this. And then even the way your Minecraft character kind of moves a little bit more dynamically with the Pokemon. The only thing I wish this would do is make stomping sounds. I feel like there should be stomp sounds, but this isn't even the best bit. Oh yeah, we can fly. And I love the little UI that pops up briefly telling you how to use the controls. I think that's a really nice little feature. And the flight mechanics are really, really cool. This reminds me of the mod Do a Barrel Roll, which basically adds a very similar flight mechanic to the Elytra. Sometimes it will make you a little bit motion sick. I personally suffer with motion sickness, so it does hurt my brain a little bit sometimes, but this is really cool. I really like this. This is a really fun thing you can do. And you can also access your inventory while you're mid-flight. And then if you want to just head back down, you just kind of crash land. And there you go. You crash landed, and then you can go back to really, really slow walking. And then to dismount, you basically just press shift and the button that you use to put your Pokemon away and throw your Pokemon back out. Now, I do notice the bar at the bottom, but I don't actually know what that does. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna crash into the wall. No, it's fine. My head is like tilted all the way back. I am upside down. You can just straight up go upside down. This is so cool. What if I hold space? What if I hold control? What if I double tap? What if I... Oh! Okay. Don't do that. Oh, no, Charizard, no. I love that you can just go straight up, like just go whoop, upside down. That's so cool. Just go woo. What's up, guys? I am the Flying Dragon Man. This is really difficult in free cam. My God. Oh God, I'm out of the shot. I'm out of the shot. Where have I gone? I don't know where I am. Where am I? Oh, here I am. They have genuinely done such a fantastic job on this mechanic. I'm so looking forward to seeing what they implement with the other rideable Pokemon and what other Pokemon they're going to make rideable in the future. Cobblemon have also implemented a bunch of UI changes, and these are going to be such good quality of life features. And this seems like a really little detail, but it is really cool. The Pokemon will now follow your mouse cursor. Look at that. It's really fun. Doesn't matter what Pokemon it is, it will just wobble its little head around and follow your cursor. And we've now also got these little symbols here to help categorize your Pokemon. And this button here will allow you to switch between your held item and your cosmetic item, so you can see what your Pokemon is holding or what they're currently wearing. There's also a brand new tab here, which is the badges. Now, currently, you can only receive these badges through commands. And we'll do monocle, and let's just give myself 1 mark, and we'll give myself mightiest mark. Then I go back into here, I go back to here, I now have the mightiest mark for my Charizard, a mark for an especially mighty mighty Pokemon. And it will also change the nameplate above the Pokemon when you have the selected mark. So now it says Charizard the Unrivaled, which you can just about see. Turtwig, the catch of the day. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like that. It's just another fun customization feature. And Cobblemon have finally done something I have been asking for quite some time. A PC overhaul. And now if you click here, you can change the name of your box. So if you want to change it to Mr. Butt Licker, you can do that.
How dare you?
You can now also filter what Pokemon you need to find. So if I want to specifically find my Gengar, I just type Gengar, all the other Pokemon disappear, and you can see Gengar. We've also got this new extra arrow down here that allows us to switch between the IVs and the EVs, so you can see all your Pokemon's different stats. And there's also this little button down here, which gives you 2 different things you can do. So now you can organize your Pokemon by name, level, by type, Pokédex number, and gender. And then here allows you to change the color of your wallpaper. Now do correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think people might be able to make custom backgrounds for their PCs, which if you can do that, would be absolutely awesome. Honestly, I really like this background. It's quite nice. So Pokemon now show their held items, and I've discovered something. Now, I don't know if anyone else has ever discovered this or if it was intentional. So I'm just going to pop myself into survival mode. We're going to take the held item off the Teddy Ursa. This is a shulker box full to the brim of Pokeballs. I can now pick up this shulker box and I can give it back to the Teddy Ursa. And then I can put this Pokemon away, and those Pokeballs aren't going anywhere. I can now put this Teddy Ursa back in my PC system. Now, one drawback to this is that you do have to take the Pokemon out. You then have to go to the Pokemon. You then have to throw the Pokemon out, and then you have to take the held item off the Pokemon, and then you can finally place the shulker box. There's quite a few steps to doing this. If you need some extra storage, it's a really great way to utilize that. Please let me know if I've discovered something incredible here, or if I'm just being blown away by something that everyone else already knows about. Oh, another minor change, but a really great one. Vivichoke seeds will now always drop a seed. We've also got a simple change to apricorns and the brand new saccharine sapling. You can now place them in flower pots. Any color of apricorn you can place into a flower pot, and the brand new saccharine sapling, boom, look at that, in the flower pot. Very nice. And this is the brand new saccharine tree. Is it saccharine or saccharine? I feel like saying saccharine. It's more satisfying. Which of course brings blue blocks. And I love them. I think they look great. Look at this. Look at that wooden blue plank. That is a really nice color. I love that color. It's great. Blue boats. Yeah, look at that. It really blends with the water. Now, the purpose of these brand new trees is to do with honey. As you can see, beehives will spawn on these trees. So you grab yourself a honey bottle and you can apply honey to the logs. Why did that disappear? That was really strange. Pokemon that spawn around this tree will have an increased chance of spawning with their hidden ability. And that's pretty much all I could find out about this. But overall, another great addition, and it adds lots of fun new blocks you can play with. Cobblemon is finally adding cooking. And to use it, you simply just place it onto a campfire. And for example, if you want to make yourself a leek and potato stew, you get yourself a baked potato, a medicinal leek, and a bow. You then place all of these items into the cooking pot, and then you simply close the lid, and it will now begin cooking your meal. And look at that, it even spins. And then when it's done, all the liquid will be drained, and look at that, we got our leek and potato stew. And this is another minor change. Any sort of sweet and the tart and sweet apples can now be consumed by the player. Oh, and this is how you craft the pot. You're going to need 2 apricorns, a piece of glass, and a little bit of copper. Oh, and speaking of recipes, the healing machine recipe has been changed. It now requires a max revive in order to craft it. I think it also used to require a diamond, and I think that changed from redstone. Oh, and to craft the max revive, you're going to need a bottle of honey and some heal powder, which you get from cooking a revival herb. Honestly, a lot of minor changes, but some really great quality of life features. So another thing that's being changed and updated is the Pokemon AI. So Pokemon are going to just have more animations and interact with the world more. Oh, look at that. They're interacting with each other. They're looking at each other. It's pretty cool. I really like it. I just love they're implementing more features like this because it just really breathes more life into your world. And Charizard is yawning. I love stuff like this. Now, that's not a new feature, but they're adding more stuff like that. And a very, very cool feature that is in the works is hostile Pokemon. So there is a mod that basically adds this feature into Cobblemon, and that is now essentially coming to the base mod. So you no longer need to use that mod as of 1.7. And another cool AI feature is with the pasture block. So if we just send out, let's say, a Blastoise, and if I now set it to night, the Blastoise should go to sleep. Yeah, look at that. That's so cool. Any Pokemon from the pasture block will now sleep during the night. Look at that. That is adorable. They're all inside each other. Oh. But look at this. It's just lounging on the log. They're sleeping on the floor. Look at the little mouth open. That is so cute. Oh, I didn't know this, but you can put Pokédexes on lecterns. Now, this isn't a new feature. I just didn't know this. But the new feature with this is when you access it, it now emits light. And I am now also going to take this Pokédex because there's a couple of changes that have been made to the Pokédex. The Pokédex now has logarithmic scaling.
That's not how you pronounce that.
So when you zoom in, the circle in the center gets slightly smaller, and then when you zoom out, it gets slightly wider. Basically like a real camera lens, which is really, really cool. When you zoom in and out, you can see the scanner will actually rotate. So the third piece in the center will actually rotate ever so slightly when you zoom in and out. So we can just scan this little basket over here, and it's just feeling a lot more interactive and more like an actual camera lens. Like, these are things that they didn't necessarily need to do. I personally thought the scanner was fine as it was, but they went ahead and made these changes because why not? Just make it better for the sake of making it better, I guess. And to me, that's what a lot of 1.7 feels like, just changing these little details that doesn't seem like much, but when you actually play with them, it really does make the difference. Oh, do you know how you can just straight up murder Pokemon in Cobblemon? Well, they also drop XP now. So if I just murder this Ducklet, there you go, I got XP. Nice. Cobblemon are really doing a great job at just making Pokemon interactive with your Minecraft world. So for example, any cat-type Pokemon, such as a Meowth, will now scare creepers. So if I spawn a creeper, it's going to run away eventually. There we go. It's registered the Meowth, and now it's running away. Actually, if I put myself into survival mode, it's going to try and come toward me, but it's going to get scared by the Meowth. No, yeah, there we go, there we go. You're supposed to be scary. You're not that scary, are you? Go on, creeper, I dare you. Nah, you don't want it. You don't want to come near me because I've got a Meowth. And any sleeping type Pokemon, such as a Kamala, will scare phantoms. So the phantom is going to run away. And any dog type Pokemon, such as Growlithe, will scare skeletons. There we go. The skeleton is now running away, although skeletons are still a threat because they can, you know, just shoot you. And every single Cobblemon update, it doesn't really get covered very much, but they add brand new animations and they also update the models. So for example, if we fight this Pokemon here with Cinderace, Cinderace has now got new idle animations, and look at that. That's so freaking cool. So if I use this move here, Agility, Cinderace will do that move again. Look at that. That's really cool. Just slides on the knees and boosts Cinderace's speed. And if I also use something like Pyro Ball, Cinderace will kick its foot back and yeah, just absolutely destroy the Pokemon. Or how about Garchomp? That's really cool. I love that animation. Kind of want to destroy something else with Garchomp now. Oh, hello. A level 6 Pidgey against a level 46 Garchomp. This seems fair, but I'm going to do Dragon Claw. And look at this. Slap. That's pretty cool. And I'm now going to use Squirtle as my guinea pig. Firstly, I'm just going to remove these glasses here. Actually, no, I want to do something first. Get on my shoulder. That's so freaking cool. Now, this only works in creative mode, but there's a brand new command called transform model part, and you can change the position, rotation, and scale of your Pokemon. So, for example, I can change the eyes. That is the best thing ever. Guys, it's Sid from the Ice Age, but then you can also change the scale. So if I change the scale, and we'll do body, and then we'll just do 3, 3, and 3. That is amazing. Look at this. This is utterly ridiculous. Now, it is a little bit janky. I think it does need a little bit more work, and you can break things very, very quickly if you're not too careful. Like, for example, let's try and change the rotation. So I'm going to change the rotation of the body, and we're just going to do 180 on everything. What happens if he walks toward me? Come on, Squirtle. Come, Squirtle. You can do it. Oh my god, that is the most hilarious thing ever. Look at that. And what's really cool is it does change in your UI. And it will change here as well, which just looks absolutely hilarious. Oh dear god, what have I done? I think I'm having too much fun with this. I need to stop anyway. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit a like button and subscribe. Yeah, this is pretty great.